Hello and welcome to the Sports Centre YouTube channel. So today, me and Carl are here, and we want to talk about Jack Grealish. Carlos, how are we doing?
Yep, good, very good, very good. This is a topic I wanted to bring to the forefront because well, I'll let you go with but this is definitely one I wanted to speak about.
Yeah, you've had this on the dashboard, haven't you, for a couple of weeks now? So we've finally got a little break in the sports world where we've been able to talk about it. So yeah, let's fire
Yep.
away. Um, I suppose we can frame it round his price tag. Is he worth £100 million? So before we answer it, let's go back a season to before he signed for Man City. So season 2020-2021, Villa's come up, Villa in the Premier League. He's got 26 appearances, 6 goals, 10 assists, which, I mean, what are you, number 10 at Villa? Or he didn't really have a position at Villa, did he? He was just basically he was
No,
just a creator of things. He just made stuff happen. He was their talisman.
he would have pain in the ass, which is in a good way. He would have pain in the ass, and he was creative. He caused issues. Um, Obviously, didn't do bad with the assists there. What did you say? That pretty much that 10 and 26.
26 appearances, he got 6 goals, 10 assists.
Yeah, so just short of one every two games, he's got an assist. So it's not too bad.
Yep.
Um, and and when his price tag came up for 100 million, he was by far Villa's best player, by
Mm-hmm.
far. And you thought it's a bit steep, but English player, all that English tax and all that palaver, you can sort of warrant it because you're thinking Pep's going to bring the best out of him, even better out of him.
Well, I've got some more stats as well, but I'm not going to mention them until we kind of dig deep into his Man City career. So he joins Man City, £100 million price tag, and I think it's worth saying as well that was his buyout clause. So it wasn't a case of he was worth that at the time. Whether he was or he wasn't, that's up for debate. But that's what he had in his contract. City slapped it on the table and went, "We want that's our man. We want him. We're willing to pay that much for him."
Yeah,
So he got his move 2021 then. So he goes to City first season, and I think it's fair to say he didn't pull up any trees in his first season. Maybe struggled to adapt a little bit. He got 26 appearances, so same again, same as the season before. 3 goals, 3 assists.
so not great. But he's got a definitive position now. They're putting him at left wing out. I mean, he always played off at left at Villa, but they've actually stuck him like
Yeah,
strictly left-sided.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then following season, so 22-23, and just so we're clear, this is Premier League only, so we're not thinking Champions League, League Cups, FA Cup. This is just Premier League only. So 22-23, similar sort of appearances again. He got 28, 5 goals, 7 assists. So he's up in his numbers. He's increasing his numbers. But one of the stats that I wanted to focus on, which came as a bit of a shock to me when I was looking into it. So you associate Man City passing, 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 keep the ball, move the ball, keep the ball, move the ball. It's what Pep's all about, in it. Pass, 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 pass. So at Villa, his average
Yep,
his average pass completion per game was 38 passes. Have a guess how many it was when he came to City?
I would say around double that.
35.
Yeah.
Mad that, innit? When I was looking, I was thinking, bloody hell, that's because I was like you, I was thinking surely it's going to be at least maybe double that or somewhere close. But yeah, similar sort of number. Obviously, a few passes less, and it's same again. So his first season, 21-22, it was 39.69 average passes per game, and then 22-23, it was 35. So it's consistent in terms of how many passes he's completing per game, which did surprise me.
Well, I know you keep coming out with these stats and that, Dan, but I'm I'm not too interested in the stats. I'm interested in what I see,
Yeah,
and obviously stats don't lie. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see the hype at all. At all. I don't want to come across negative all the time. That was, we're slagging this guy off, that guy off, this team off, whatever. But I just don't get the Jack Grealish thing at all. I just don't get it. He gets the ball. He runs maybe 5, 10 yards, stops, turn around, pass it back. He doesn't bring goals, brings very little assists.
Yeah,
Yeah, he wins a hell of a lot of fouls.
His goal numbers aren't great. I mean, he's not. I will say that. And listen, when he was at Villa, I was saying to my dad, obviously we go to the games, and I was saying I would love to have him in my team. I'd love to have him in my team, and I think I still stand by it, to be honest. And I get what you're saying about he carries the ball. Look at your face.
You're joking. I wouldn't take him. I wouldn't take him at all.
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's part of Pep's tactics. I think it's part of Pep's tactics where he wants to attract players to Grealish to then free up the likes of Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, who can impact the game probably more than what Grealish can with his passing.
I completely agree, but he's a front three player, so surely he should be one of your threatening players. Like when Mahrez were on the right side and Grealish were on the left, last season, there was no way Mahrez was running down wing, stopping, turning back.
The thing with
he
Mahrez,
was cutting in, and he was shooting, and he was scoring.
Yeah, and the
Grealish
thing with Mahrez
doesn't do any of that.
Mahrez had pace, whereas that's one thing that Grealish does lack is a bit of pace. But I don't know, mate.
I think he lacks it lacks it all over for me.
Yeah,
I don't get it. He would not be going anywhere near my England team, England squad.
He'd be in my squad. He'd definitely be in my squad, but he wouldn't be in my starting 11. But he'd 100% be in my squad without a shadow of a doubt.
For me, it'd be this year. Obviously, you spoke about it previously that we're going to do as own squads when it comes to close to Euros. But
yeah,
I think right now it's between Grealish and Rashford who goes. I think they're both.
Well,
at least Rashford, you get goals out of.
Yeah.
You get goals out of Rashford. You get nothing out of Grealish.
I know what you're saying, but I just think he's a different player and he's a ball carrier, whereas we don't have that many in being. I mean, can you class Foden as one? I don't know. We're kind of going off a little bit here, but
but you're saying he's a ball carrier. Where does he carry it to?
But that's what I'm saying.
He carries it.
He attracts.
He carries it to edge it. Yeah, but that's no good. You're a front three player. You should be scoring goals, assisting, and he carries it a little bit towards the corner flag, stops turnarounds, and gives it back to fullback. It's dreadful. He just does nothing. Just brings nothing.
I don't know. I think if you didn't have the £100 million price tag, I think this conversation would be a little bit different. I think people would look a little bit different at him. But I think because he's got that £100 million price tag always hanging over his head, that people think that he's going to be an absolute world beater. And, he's a great player. I think he's a great player, me. I think he really is. But he's not a £100 million player. Let's just, I will say that.
I'm not even looking at the price tag, Dan. I'm genuinely not. I'm not looking at the price tag. I'm not looking at the stats. I'm looking at what I see game to game. And I just don't get what he brings other than drawing fouls. And don't get me wrong, he's probably one of the most fouled player in league. Because he draws two men at times, which, like I said, does free up space for other players. But you can't just be in a team just because you're going to draw players. You need to have something. You can't even take a man on.
I don't know. I think I've seen a couple of his last few games in Premier League, and I think he's played all right, to be fair. John
Stones can take a man on. Honestly, I don't know who'd be better.
Well,
I just don't feel him at all.
Well, I think we're split on this one, aren't we, mate? I don't think we can. I like him. I'd have him at Liverpool. Me.
Don't get me wrong. I'm probably in the minority as it is. I think because there was one point where everyone was screaming and shouting for him in England squad, and why aren't you playing? Why aren't you playing? And I was one of them people. This was like, I think his first or second season at City, but something's happened where he's just he just brings nothing. I just don't get it. Like I say, I would not have him anywhere near my team.
Well, on that bombshell, Carl. On that bombshell. Happy days. Well, let's wrap it up there. Right, guys. Thanks for watching as always. If you can, stick a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and we shall catch you on the next one. See you later.